What does it take to choose the uncertain path of entrepreneurship over the guaranteed paycheck of big tech? Today, we're diving into the journey of Rohan, a founder who built not just one company, but an entire community of entrepreneurs. From the early days of iBreed, connecting with Manchester United, to the philosophy that drives him to build products that genuinely help people, this is a story about calculated risks, overcoming doubt, and the unexpected rewards of community building. Let's start where it all began.
Yeah, that's a great question. And the funny thing I remember about our time at iBreathe is we actually had a great pilot with Man United. And if you remember, Man United took us to a game and got us all tickets to really experiment with our data. And so the iBreathe world, we were basically in this, the way it started actually, I was at UC Santa Barbara and Logan Green was building Zimride, which effectively became Lyft. And so we were the early, let's say, users, adopters, drivers of Zimride, using that platform to take people home. And eventually, realized that, hey, this is what we want to do. So quit our engineering degrees and really just started building a company that we felt would be useful. And so the concept of iBreed Sports was, can you really press a button and play sports together with your friends locally at a venue? And that's something that today I still need and miss. And that was the vision we started with, and ran that company for about 5.5, 6 years, and ended up with some really great customers like Man United, who you met. Real Madrid was another one. Emirates Airlines, thanks to Stuart, was another great partner.
That connection with Manchester United wasn't just about business success. It revealed something deeper about Rohan's approach to entrepreneurship. At the heart of everything he builds is a simple but powerful philosophy.
Make people's lives a little bit better. For us, it started with sports. That's something we wanted to do. And then since then, it's kind of continued to the world of cybersecurity and private search and so on and so forth. Now with the kind of the growth of AI, it's limitless possibilities. But the key is really, what do we do to help people? That's kind of been my, let's say, the underlying mission of everything we've built.
This philosophy of building to help people isn't just idealistic. It's shaped every major decision in Rohan's career, including one of the biggest choices any entrepreneur faces: the trade-off between the security of a high-paying tech job and the uncertainty of building something new.
I learned, potential loss of becoming a millionaire by 30 versus taking things, wondering where this might lead you to.
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's funny because we had an opportunity out of Carnegie Mellon to join the likes of Google and Facebook. But at that point, my thinking was I don't want to be a product manager just working on a small feature. I really wanted to learn about how do you build businesses and sell businesses. I think in Silicon Valley, just seeing venture capital, the ecosystem grow and thrive in the last 20 plus years made me think that the best way to create value is actually just building companies.
It's a conversation that resonates with so many founders. That constant weighing of guaranteed income against the potential of building something meaningful. Rohan's perspective on this balance is particularly nuanced.
Is something that you think about, but the optionality of building new products is something that I love, and so it's just balancing, the desire of cash or guaranteed cash with big tech versus the benefits of launching products that you can use yourself and feel happy about.
Yeah. Sorry, do you want to just go and sit there?
But knowing the trade-offs intellectually is one thing. Actually living with the uncertainty, the doubt, the fear that comes with entrepreneurship, that's something else entirely. And Rohan has developed a particular approach to handling those inevitable moments of founder doubt.
Doubt, fear, and building something that's not been built before is always there. So I don't know if I've ever overcome those those challenges. I think continue forever. But for me, I think the happiness comes from action. Kind of a big believer. The E in the CEO stands for execution, and so as long as you're always just executing, being able to execute fast, understand, with data what's happening, allows you to pivot as well. And so for me, I think the doubt you always have, and it's good having the doubt, because without the doubt, I feel that you would be, maybe too naive or too much drinking the Kool-Aid, as they say. So the doubt's, I think, always a good thing, and keeps it real.
That philosophy of execution over endless deliberation connects to something Rohan admires deeply in other entrepreneurs: the willingness to take calculated risks when others see only danger. And there's one story he tells that perfectly captures this mindset.
Spoke about Elon, that after all of his successful exits, he still needed to borrow money to start the next project because he had invested all of his money that he had earned into the project. And so that's something, I think actually Peter Thiel shared that story, and something that's, that resonates a lot is people who are risk takers, I think, have figured out a way to constantly take risks. And all startup founders in general are risk takers who have at least figured out a calculated way to take risks. And it's something that, it's maybe a mentality, it's maybe a curse, maybe a delusional lifestyle, but I think it's that it moves the world forward.
That kind of calculated risk-taking has defined Rohan's journey, but what he's discovered along the way might surprise you. The most rewarding part of building companies isn't the financial success or even the product achievements. It's something much more human.
Seeing other startup founders do well and exceed has been something that I'm really proud of, want to do more of. If you think about even iBreathe, you were one of our teammates who's done extremely well since iBreathe. Rishav, who was one of our early interns at iBreathe, has now founded Naynar, and Naynar's raised a bunch of money from A16Z and a few other big VC firms, so they've done really well. So there's a lot of folks who I feel have taken that and helped us do better. It allows me to learn from these people. I've learned so much from you, from what you've built, both previously at Walmart and your new company here. I think there's huge opportunity to.
This focus on community and helping other entrepreneurs succeed led to something unexpected. When iBreed faced its own funding challenges, instead of just solving the problem for himself, Rohan saw an opportunity to solve it for an entire community of founders.
iBreathe didn't get the next round of funding that we wanted. And so we thought that what is a good way to create a community where the CMU alumni and the network can invest in these startups. And that's how the first, let's say, even deck was written by our teams and approved by Cheryl to start VentureBridge. So the community is, I think, key. And I know in Silicon Valley we're spoiled by these. YC, I think, has done a great job building communities. But together, being able to really solve a problem that is important is you need a community to do it.
From a sports marketing platform that caught Manchester United's attention, to a philosophy of building products that genuinely help people, to creating an entire community of entrepreneurs, Rohan's journey shows us that the most meaningful success often comes not from what we build for ourselves, but from what we build for others. The calculated risks, the moments of doubt, the choice to prioritize impact over guaranteed income. These aren't just business decisions. They're the building blocks of a life spent creating something that matters. And sometimes the biggest risk is not taking one at all.